Don't drop $175 on a Gundam booster box because it's still the worst way to spend your money. For the exact price, you can build a fully competitive deck. In this case, the red, blue, pink deck, and it's one of the best decks in the format, and you can start winning games today. In this market watch, I'll show you the legendary rare plus, the legendary rares, and the rare singles that are trending, and why singles are still the smarter path, even while box prices are inflated. So let's check it out. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and head over to TCG Player. Let's look at this. New Type Rising Booster Box, GDO1 is $175. Again, that is completely over MSRP. MSRP should be $120. I've said in multiple videos, you don't want to buy at this price because it's just too expensive. And as we're getting additional waves of restock, starter deck 5s on the horizon, dual impacts on the horizon, I believe that the box is eventually going to drop in price. It should get to the point to MSRP, in my opinion, unless dual impact is more of like a secondary set as a complete meta changer, then stuff will change based on the cards. But we'll find out. But anyways, guys, this is not a good time to buy a booster box. If your LGSs are selling at MSRP, those are great. If they're even selling cheaper, they're even better. They're the real MVPs. So if you have an LGS that's been fair to you guys, I would love to hear a thumbs up or hit me up in the comments. Those are the LGSs we want to focus on. I want to quickly pivot to why singles are better. But before we hit up the normal singles, I do want to look at the legendary rares right now. These are the alternate arts. Again, all of these cards are pretty much staying static. Obviously, Wing Gundam Zero is the most expensive. All the other cards are slightly within range of market. So if you're looking to bling out your deck, you're still going to spend a good amount of money on that. But I do see these potentially can go up in price depending on how the meta is set too. I think Wing Gundam Zero might stay pretty high just because of his ability. He's such a good card, and the deck overall is a very good deck in the meta. I wouldn't see anything that will go down. The one card I do want to point out, there's actually two cards. Gundam Death Sight's a little expensive. I still wouldn't hold off, but the Char, this is probably the only legendary rare that I would probably pick up for the alternate art, because $20 for an alternate art is not that bad. And with the whole suppression and starter deck 5 coming out and dual impact, I think the green purple deck might be the new premier aggro deck, because you can hit one of your units, example, take 1 damage, and you get suppression, and then you hit your opponent's shields and you take 2 shields. So I think the green cards might go up in price. Again, this is just speculation, just my thoughts. Other than that, I think all the other cards are going to be there. If you want to complete out a playset of the alt arts, you definitely want to pick up Dual Gundam and regular Gundam here for $12. That's not bad. If these drop under $10, I would tell you these are auto buys to fill out a playset. Now let's move over to the just the regular legendary rares. Again, most of these are pretty good. As I mentioned in our last video, guys, if you see legendary rares under $5, you're just going to scoop them up. You can get a playset within $10. It's totally worth it. Even if you're collecting or you're going to be playing casually, competitively, if these cards ever become good in the meta at some point, you picked up a steal on these. So I would always recommend anything under $5, automatically grab them. Now, I do want to point out a couple cards here. The Kshatriya and Wing Gundam Zeros are holding tight. Same thing with the Gundam Death Sight. These are probably the cards from your most premier decks. Char is a little bit under. So right now, the green-blue deck is actually aggro deck is pretty good. There's some decks that run Char, Gelgog, and some that don't. Right now, this one's slightly under market, which usually means is that they're trying to... People are not really buying, so the sellers are constantly price cutting each other. So I think Char is actually a good card to pick up right now. I would also look at potentially grabbing the Freedom Gundam. This one coming in around $7 with the market is around $8. I think that's a very good signal to probably pick up. So if you're short one or two Freedom Gundams, these are definitely good to pick up. And hey guys, if you're thinking about picking up any of these cards, I'll have my TCG Player affiliate link in the description. If you want to go ahead and purchase anything using that deck link, it will really help me out. It just gives me a small commission so I can continue making videos like this. Back to this, and then another card that's slightly down right now compared to the market is the Unicorn Gundam Destroy Mode. These are currently about $1, about just over almost $1 under the market. It's also a good card to potentially pick up. I would probably see if this can slide down a little bit more. If this falls down to around $8, that might be a good buying signal. But right now, like I said, let's recap for the legendary rares. Definitely want to pick up any under $5 if you're short of a playset or need to get a playset. You definitely want to pick up these. So this would be the Unicorn Gundam 02, just the regular Gundam, the Buster Gundam, and the Dual Gundam Assault Shroud. I would say definitely try to get these if you're short or need to complete a playset. Of the cards that are of the legendary rares that you could probably get a little bit of a discount right now, we're looking at Char, the Freedom Gundam, and the Unicorn Gundam Destroy Mode. Kshatriya, Wing Gundam Zero, and Wing Gundam Death Sight. These are standing pretty close to market. I probably wouldn't try to buy these. If you have other cards that you can trade, that is probably the best route to go. But yeah, that's what I think right now for this market update for the legendary rares. I do want to hop over to the rares. Rares are actually pretty straightforward. Marita Cruz is the most expensive rare, coming in at $2.60. She is holding strong at the market price. I haven't seen her slip too much from this market price, really. But at $2.60, you can probably trade in, maybe if you have an extra Wing Gundam Zero, try to get some Marita Cruz a playset, and you'll probably be good to go. I do want to point out that Gun Cannon also is a very strong card. If I was going to be looking at buying singles, what I'll be looking at is potentially buying all the rares. I would straight buy playsets, y'all. What is my play style? So right now, I've personally been playing red, green, and blue. So we can filter blue, green, and red. And then from there, we can actually just get all the cards that I would play. So Marita Cruz, I would be playing, Gun Cannon, the Dual Maxwell, Battle Vasis. Let's see here. You could get the Salem Mass. I haven't played a deck with her. For these, for sure, you'll see these in almost all those decks. Dual, it's not necessarily part of the ping deck, but he's a good pilot to have. But yeah, all of these cards, like I said, I would probably scoop up any of the rares that you're playing. Now, if you're playing all the colors, even picking up a playset of a Gun Cannon for $4 is a really good deal. So that's something I would look at. There's nothing special outside of the rares. They're pretty much all staying within about outside of the top cards. Like here, they're about $1, and then after that, they're going to be around 20 cents. So again, you want to, if you're looking at getting into the game, just go ahead and buy the rares. That's the option. Now, let me go to something I mentioned earlier. I teased it. You can go buy a booster box for $175, but I'm going to show you how you can buy the red, blue, ping deck for $175. And you're going to actually have a competitive deck that you can take to a new type challenge if you're going to a regional, and you could probably be ready to go competitively. Will you win the whole thing? I don't know. That's really up to you. Personally, I think the deck to take is going to be the red, blue aggro deck or the Wing Gundam Zero. I think those two are very powerful decks right now, or are the most powerful decks right now. All right, so what I did here, I'm going to have this link in the description. It's a link that you can do a mass entry. Just go ahead and remove the moderately played and lightly played and go to edit items. For some reason, Kshatriya is bugged out in this tool. So you can't add her. So I'm going to show you how y'all can do it. And there's certain legendary rears that are bugged out that you just can't add through this tool. I've opened a ticket with TCG Player so I can get it fixed. So what I plan to do, if you want to have I'm going to have the 4 meta decks, maybe any variations of them, you can click on the link. It will send you straight here, and you can just add everything to your cart. Boom, and you have it. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the Casatrias. See, we have 44 cards. I'm going to go ahead and add her back in. So let's look at this one. I'm just going to add this one for the sake of, because it has 4. There's no other reason around it. And then we're going to add this little 2-cent one. We're going to select 2 of them. Okay. So now we'll have 50 cards in our list here. You see, total items 50, packages 20. Right now it's $196, but you said, hey, TCGHQ, you said it was going to cost around $175. Yeah, you have to optimize it. So let's optimize now, okay? We're going to optimize. We're going to let the TCG Player cart tool do its thing. I'm going to select this card, and there you go, guys. You have 12 packages, 50 items, which is your 50 card deck. You have a total price of $164 with $10 in shipping. So your grand total comes out to $174.90. And then let's look at that, $175.21. Sure, they give you shipping, but look at that. You're literally within 50 cents from buying a booster box. And the thing about it, sure, could you hit an LR plus? Absolutely. Could you hit an LR plus plus? Yes, you can. But will you have a fully competitive deck from one booster box? 100% no. That's not a chance. You may have very close, maybe with a green-blue aggro deck, but still you won't have a full deck. So guys, this is why I'm thinking this is the best way to purchase and play Gundam right now. It's still the best way is singles. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that breakdown. Let me know, what cards are you looking at buying? What cards are you holding off? And how do you think the market's going to be changing once Starter Deck 5 drops and then the whole set drops out in October for Dual Impact? Anyways, I appreciate your time. I hope you guys have a good day. Peace.